Hey guys, Flame Pain here. We are about to do another iconic Masters draft. We're starting off with a Malfagor. We took him in a recent draft, but I actually didn't end up playing him, even though I played red and black. Pretty crazy. Spoilers, we went 3-0 there. We got a Grizzly Spectacle, we got a Fireball, we got a Kiln Fiend, and a Reeve Soul. We got a Sultai Flare is decent. We got a Search for Tomorrow, and it's foil. How exciting. So we got a lot of great cards here. The Malfagor is a really strong card. It's not impossible we'll get one of these cards to wheel to us, one of these four, because of how many there are. But it's also likely that this pack's going to influence people to play certain colors. We could take the Fireball. Taking the Fireball is very safe. We have a lot of control over where we end up if we take the Fireball. I think I'm going to take the Fireball here. I think it's just the safest pick. Alright, so looking at this one here, we've got just a couple options here. Absent Falconer is a really powerful uncommon. I haven't had an option to take this yet. I think I may want to grab it here. It's pretty fun. I have not played white, I don't think, in this format at all. It's a pretty powerful card. It's going to give itself flying and turn itself into a 3-4. Sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, it's a pretty powerful card. I think that's what we're going to want to go with here. We could take Great Teacher's Decree, which is pretty all-in for an aggressive bunch of attacker deck. But I think I'd rather take the Absent Falconer here. Alright, so here we've got a Blinding Mage in white. We've got Ulcerate, which is a really sweet card. Distortion Strike's actually a pretty strong card as well. Phantom Monster's good. Dead Reveler's fine. I kind of like taking Blinding Mage here. I think we could take Ulcerate as well and just be going wide across a few colors there. I think I like taking the Blinding Mage. Let's take the Blinding Mage. Alright, it looks like black appears to be pretty open. This card's pretty fun with the life gain deck, but you need some ways to generate that life gain. Not a huge fan of playing a bunch of cards to try to make things like that work. I do like 2/2s for 2 though. If we were going to take a white card from this pack, I probably would want to take the Primate over the Pentarch Ward and the Sustainer of the Realm. But we've also got options to take a Reeve Soul, a Grizzly Spectacle, or a Mirek Nightblade. It's actually pretty close for me. I think we're actually going to just take the Primate and stick white. We could take one of these black cards. It appears black's open. But I don't want to dig in just yet. I'm going to take this Primate and see what we keep getting past. Oh man, this was a great pack. Topin Freeblade, 5th pick. This card is one of the very best uncommons in the whole set. It's a really strong card. 2/2 for 2. It's going to be a 3/3 after it swings once. And once it's a 3/3 with Vigilance, it's just really unpleasant for your opponent to deal with it in combat. It's just gross. Very, very powerful card. Alrighty, so looking over this pack, we see we've got a Reeve Soul, which is a card I like, and a Thrill Kill Assassin, also like that. We've got Dragonlord's Servant if we wanted that. We've also got Doom Traveler. It's not a bad card. I think this is pretty close for me, actually. I think we're going to take the Thrill Kill Assassin. Feels like it's going to go well with our Falconer, maybe. Although, does it really? I think we're actually just going to go with the Reeve Soul here. Let's grab a Reeve Soul. Alright, there's a Thrill Kill Assassin, Disenchant, Mark, Mishra's Bauble. We're going to go with the Thrill Kill here. What is this guy? He has flying if you have a dragon, and if a dragon comes in, you can return him from the graveyard to the battlefield. He seems okay. Gotta have dragons for him to really do anything, otherwise he's just a hill giant, though. So he's not going to be something that we want to take here. So we could take Splatter Thug. He does go with our +1/+1 counter theme, but you know, it's unlikely that we're actually going to be able to really play all three of these colors happily. So we may have to have some fixing. Fireball will be great on the fix, but Splatter Thug may not. I think we're going to take the Dragon Bell Monk here. All right, so our Kiln Fiend Wield, which is just not probably very reasonable. This card's actually, I mean, if you build around this thing, it's really powerful. We could take Guard Duty. Not a big fan of it. Also the Flare Wield as well. This card's pretty good too. We're going to take the Kiln Fiend. It's possible we'll consider audibling to red-white. Okay, so we got a Guided Strike. Do we want that? Yeah, I think we probably want the Guided Strike over the Dead Reveler. Even though the Dead Reveler is a pretty good card, we're going to take the Guided Strike. It does cantrip, so it's kind of powerful in that way that we can get another card back off of it. Currently we don't have anything that's going to make us gain life. Oh, there's a Reveler right there. We'll grab that. Currently we don't have anything that's going to make us gain life for our Pride Mate, but it's still a 2/2 for 2, so I'm still thinking we'll probably run it for right now. But it's very possible we'll be able to replace it with something better if we don't find a way to, or a couple ways to gain life. So we could take Bubbling Cauldron. Not very exciting. We could take Wrench Mine, which we will play in the main. Cauldron's okay with Newts. I think we're going to just take the Wrench Mine and we'll possibly play it in the main. Not sure. Probably not, but we'll see. If you get a bunch of Wrench Mines, you can try to do some nonsense with them. Alright, so here we're going to take White of Precinct 6. If we don't get enough removal, we probably won't play this in the main either. We'll take Lead the Stampede, I guess. We'll let them mess around with artifacts and enchantments. And Diminish. Got some sweet art on Diminish. Oh no, it went over there. Alright, so we got a Ryusei, which is a pretty powerful card. It's going to deal 5 damage to each non-flyer when it dies. It's a 5/5 flyer for starters. Pretty good. We got Wing Shards, kind of a fun combat trick. Well, it's not really a combat trick. It really punishes people for playing things before they attack, which can be good with like rebound spells and stuff. We also got a Virulent Swipe, which could be powerful in our deck, just because it's pretty dang good on the attack. And then also we've got Grizzly Spectacle and the Dragon Bell Monk. Both of those cards are okay. Grizzly Spectacle is actually a pretty good card, but it does cost 4. I think we're actually going to first pick the Swipe here. We could take the Nightblade. That card's not that great though. It's fine actually. It's pretty good. I guess how many cards are we going to have that are going to have these +1/+1 counters on them that are not the throw kills? I guess a few. Maybe it's a strong card in here actually. I don't really want to first pick it though. It doesn't feel right. And this isn't that powerful in this deck though. Alright, I guess we're going to take it. Seems a little aggressive, but I guess we're going to do it. Alright, so we've got a Reeve Soul in here. That would be fine. We could also take Stalwart Avon or Infantry Veteran. Infantry Vet might actually be spectacular in here. It might be worth thinking about. Great Teacher's Decree is actually a card that we might want to consider for this deck, because casting this with several dudes in play will just basically make you win the game. In fact, even though I want the removal and I want to be able to just truck them away, I think Great Teacher's Decree is probably what we're supposed to take out of this pack, so I think we're just going to grab that. Seeker of the Way is boss. This card's very good, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. No real contenders against the Seeker of the Way in this pack. There's a Thrill Kill Assassin that's decent. Bloodghast as a 2/1. It's got haste if your opponent's hurt, and when you play a land, you can return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this card's pretty powerful as it keeps coming back. It's pretty annoying. And we really don't have another great card to take besides the Thrill Kill Assassin. Now, Thrill Kill Assassin is a very good card, but Bloodghast is just very inevitable. It's just going to keep coming back, and because of that, I think we're going to go ahead and take the Bloodghast here. Alright, so we got a Dragon Bell Monk here. We don't have a ton of 3-drops. We do have 3 already, so we could take the Dragon Bell Monk. We could also take the Butcher's Glee. Let's look at this deck for a second, the way we would probably play it right now, which would be without the Fireball. Probably be looking something like this. And so in this deck, would we want The Butcher's Glee or the Monk, and I think we want the Monk here. With just these two ways to do something else right now. And Great Teacher's Decree. I think we still want the Monk. So let's take the Monk. There's a Sarah Angel and a Stalwart Aven. I kind of like to keep things super cheap, and I'd kind of like to go with the Stalwart Aven, so I think that's what we're going to do. The Sarah Angel's a much, much better card, but I'm kind of interested in trying to keep it just really, really tight and really inexpensive. I've had some success with a couple other decks I've done that with in this format so far. Alright, we've got another Stalwart Aven. That's probably what we're going to take. We could take a Spy if we wanted, or a Drake, or a Student, but I think I'd rather have the Stalwart Aven. Alright, so we've got Infantry Veteran and a Blinding Mage. We've also got another Dragon Bell Monk. I think we're going to take the Infantry Veteran here, though we could take the Blinding Mage. But I think let's go with the Infantry Veteran. It gives us the possibility of curving out 1, 2, 3, and then maybe one more creature, and then Great Teacher's Decree. But it lets us have one more creature whenever we would cast anything than before. Alright, the Monk and the Swipe both came back. We've got 14 dudes. I think we're going to take the Swipe here. Another Infantry Vet. We're going to take that. In this pack, I'm not terribly excited about any of these cards. I don't think we're going to run any of these cards. I'll take the Eternal Thirst and throw it on the board. Pretty sure we're not going to run it. We can take Haunting Him, just in case we decide to kind of audible to a totally different deck. We probably won't be doing that. Butcher's Glee, we can play that in the main. That sounds great. With how aggressive this deck is, it's nice to have some combat tricks that kind of guarantee our creatures to live. Yep, sounds good. We'll play another Butcher's Glee probably. So this last pack we're going to be able to use to just kind of shore up our deck. We may not play that Drake, we'll see. And just kind of find ways to figure out how to make it just as good as we possibly can. Alright, so this pack looks pretty okay. We've got an Abzan Falconer, which is always a great pick. I probably am just going to take that. Guided Strike's also a pretty good card, and we could take that as well. Guided Strike's a powerful combat trick, and we already do have a lot of dudes. It probably is better for our deck right now than the Abzan Falconer. But the Abzan Falconer is just such a powerful effect. Giving flying to everything that has a +1/+1 counter is just pretty cool. If we look over our deck, though, there aren't a ton of creatures who are going to get this +1/+1 counter on them that don't already have flying. But the Abzan Falconer itself is just quite a threat. But I could see just taking the Guided Strike here. The Guided Strike is a pain. The trouble is against removal, it's really not going to do anything. I think we're going to go with the Abzan Falconer, even though I really like the Guided Strike quite a bit. Alright, so this pack's not terribly exciting for us. Survival Cache is not the worst card ever, but it's not a good card in a deck like this. I mean, I guess it's better in an aggressive deck than it would be in a defensive one. Benevolent Ancestor is worth considering, I guess. Just because it can keep our creatures alive in combat. We could also think about the Wrench Mind, or the Tormentor if we wanted to go for something a little bit more expensive. I think we're going to take the Ancestor, and maybe we'll bring it in, probably not. Alright, so looking over this pack, we've got some different options here. We do have an Ulcerate, which is probably what we're going to take. Abyssal Persecutor is pretty cool. He's really big and strong. Only problem is you can't win the game while he's still in play. So you got to have a way to kill him yourself, or you'll just lose the game because eventually they'll, or maybe, yeah, you'll just lose the game because you'll just run out of cards eventually. We got Dead Reveler. We've also got Dragon Bell Monk. We're going to go with the Ulcerate, though. Ulcerate is just -3/-3 for 1 mana, and we're going to lose a little bit of life, but that sounds great to me. Alright, so we've got an Angel of Mercy, but again, that's way beyond the mana that we'd like to pay here. We've got a Butcher's Glee, which we're probably not going to play because we've already got 2 copies of that. But it's not impossible, I guess. We could take the Angel just so we have that in case we decide we really want flyers against the opponent. We could also just take the Butcher's Glee just because it's just a pain. We could also take something else and consider splashing it. I think I'm happy with the Butcher's Glee here. So you've got that little stupid Newt and White of Precinct 6 and Sustainer of the Realm. I'm not terribly excited about any of these here. I guess we could take the white if we want, or we could just take the land. The land might actually be the play here. Let's take the land. It's probably going to be worth playing, and also we may want to splash the fireball, especially if we end up with another copy of one of these lands. Alright, so we're going to take Child of Night. Child of Night's a pretty annoying 2-drop. Reef Soul here. There's a Boiler Works. That's not going to be that great for us. We got a Foul Tongue Invocation. Do we want that? Do we want Sarah Ascendant? You don't have a ton of ways to gain life, but we can gain life a couple ways, and there's a 1/1 lifelinker. It's not a very good card. It's pretty greedy, I think. We've got what? Seeker of the Way, and we've got the 3 Butcher's Glees, and Child of Night. Yeah, so we had to grab it there since we ran out of time, but I don't think we're going to play it. Sweet, Guided Strike. Rot Feaster, we might bring you in. Dead Reveler, or the Monk. I guess Dead Reveler here, since he can gain flying. So are we really going to play that Ascendant? I don't think we are. Is Radiant Fountain worth it for that one effect? Probably not. Although it could be good with the silly Ascendant. I don't think so, though. I'm probably not playing you either, Newt. Alright, so start thinking about what we're actually going to play here. Those Falconers are our best creatures, and Seeker of the Way. Alright, let's go ahead and group the creatures separately really quickly. We're going to figure out how many creatures we actually want to run. We're not going to obviously run 21 creatures. What kind of effects do we want to run? Any of these effects make sense in here. I don't know if we need them all, but they all make sense. The removal spells are actually a little bit better than the pump spells because they can just kill their creatures. They're a little safer. But the Guided Strikes are sweet because you draw a card. The Butcher's Glees are good because you gain life. Don't think we're going to play the Newt. I'm not sure if we're going to play the Ascendant or not. It seems like we probably shouldn't play the Ascendant. But it's hard to know for sure. We'll think about it. I want to play the Primate. We've got the Seeker of the Way. Got the Child of Night. I think I want to play all these 2-drops. They all look good to me. The Falconers we've got to play. We don't have to play the Monks. And probably they're the ones that are going to get the axe here. Let's take out 2 Monks. We're also going to pull this Drake. One of the reasons for that's that he's not going to gain the benefit that we get from the Falconers of getting flying because he's just already got flying. Also, he's just a little bit less powerful than like these Stalwart Haven guys because they're going to be 2/4 pretty fast, and then they'll be able to just kind of rule the skies a little better than he will because they can block too. They don't have to just attack. So if this is 17 dudes here, then we can run maybe... yeah, this is a lot of 3-drops, so we probably have to run 24 lands. We might be able to get away with... 16 lands. We might be able to get away with 15, but... So we've got 28. We really have 27 right now. We've got to get down to 24 or 25. So we're going to have to cut 2 cards. Or 3 cards. So, not sure what I want to cut out of here. I definitely want to play the Guided Strikes. I think they're actually really powerful. I want to play the Ulcerate. I mean, I think the Glees are pretty good, but maybe they're what's got to go. I got to keep that Great Teacher's Decree in there. I can't get rid of that. So if we cut 2 Glees, what would that look like? Could we run this deck like this? With 15 lands in it? Yeah, I feel like we could get away with 15 lands here. Let's do it. And I don't think we're going to play the Fireball right now, even though we are going to play the Carnarium. We may decide to audible into that. We kept the Guided Strikes, which are good with this. We kept 1 Butcher's Glee. Alright. They think about even with a tinge more black. Yeah, I guess that's reasonable. It's pretty close, but we do have Bloodghast. But I feel like I have a lot more white creatures. I think I'm going to err on the side of white, actually. Alright, let's see what this can do for us. This is kind of a strangely built deck here. Pretty aggressive. Could be interesting.